Hey everyone, in today's YouTube video, I'm going to be showing you how to solo defeat the Blaziken 7-star Tera raid event that's happening right now in the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet video game. I'll also be going over all the details and steps that I took in the raid to actually defeat this mighty foe, so you can be as prepared as possible once you get into this raid and hopefully add this 7-star Blaziken to your Pokemon team. So let's get into this video and get you ready for it. Here we are with our Frog Pokemon Bellibolt, who is going to be our best solo Pokemon for this 7-star Blaziken Tera raid. Now, Bellibolt has literally everything going for it and everything that we need in order to be the best solo Pokemon. And we'll start off with its moves. It's got Recovery and Parabolic Charge. It's got Special Defense drops and Acid Spray. It's got Attack drops and Chilling Water. And it's also got Damage Mitigation and Reflect. Literally everything that you would want in a Pokemon, it's got. On top of it, its recovery move does a decent amount of damage and is also super effective. So it's literally got everything that we need in order to defeat this. Now, there are a couple of areas that we need to watch out for when we're in the raid, and I'll get into that when we actually review the solo or the raid battle that I did when I defeated it. But basically, you have the item called Metronome, which allows you to get a boosted amount of damage out of your Parabolic Charge when you use it consecutively, which is always nice to have because Parabolic Charge ends up getting you a lot of HP recovery. And in these Tera raid events, if you can get the raid boss down, like their special defense down a little bit, a Parabolic Charge can give you a lot of HP recovery. So it is really nice to have, and it pairs really well with the Electromorphosis ability that Bellibolt gets. Basically, it gets a boosted electrical attack once it's, I believe it's once it's hit. So you end up constantly getting, you know, this boost from Metronome from using it over and over again, and then you also get a boost once it's hit in the raid through your abilities. So it's a really solid Pokemon that has, it covers every single base that you would need. And with the way that we built it, with the 252 HP, 76 defense, and a bold nature, it's got this staying power to last quite a long time in this raid. It's a really awesome Pokemon build, and I honestly, even without like just the Blaziken 7-star raids, Bellibolt in this build alone is a really good support Pokemon in a lot of raids. So if you build this Pokemon, just know that you could bring this to a lot of other 5- and 6-star raids where you need an electrical Pokemon or just a support Pokemon. So yeah, Bellibolt's awesome. It's surprising. Bellibolt was one of my favorite Pokemon release, and it's honestly one of the better raid Pokemon just due to the fact of the move pool that it gets. So a fantastic Pokemon. But let's get into the actual raid now, and I'll show you the steps that I took and some things to watch out for in the raid when you're doing this solo. This is the perfect time to remind you to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also hit that notification bell so you can get notified when I drop more guide videos just like this one. Because if you like this video, it lets me know that I should continue making more videos just like this. All right, here we are with the raid that or at least it's the recording of the raid that I did when I solo queued this raid boss over on my Twitch channel. And if you like any of this like kind of live content over on Twitch, make sure you drop a follow over my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/WDMichael. I love playing the Pokemon game with viewers and stuff like that. So drop a follow, come hang out with me. I would absolutely love to see you over there. But basically with this Blaziken raid, there are a few things that we are looking for when we are doing the Blaziken raid. One is that we have an Arboliva on our team. Arboliva was probably the best thing that could have happened for this particular raid build because it gave us grassy terrain, and it covered one of our big weaknesses that we had with Bellibolt, which is our ground weakness, because Blaziken does have Earthquake. But when you match Earthquake into a grassy terrain, it actually loses a lot of its effectiveness. So it ended up not being an issue, and which is great because that was our one kind of weakness that Bellibolt had, and our raid friends, our raid partners, when we were solo queuing, covered for it. So that was awesome. That was a huge check that we needed to deal with. But basically what you want to do when this raid kicks off is you want to start off with the Reflect. Get the Reflect off. It's going to mitigate a lot of the damage right off the bat that you're going to be dealing with, and then mix that with grassy terrain. You're going to get some HP recovery. It's a great way to start off with this this raid encounter on turn 1. The next thing you want to do is you're going to want to start doing your Chilling Waters. You're going to want to probably do 2 to 3 of them because it is going to Swords Dance, and you don't want to just start taking a ton of damage from this raid boss. Because remember, when you are solo queue, the only thing that matters is your knockouts. It doesn't matter about any of your partner Pokemon knockouts. They're just bosses. They won't count towards your time. But yours does. So if you get knocked out, you are going to be the one that knocks down the timer. So you really just got to be worrying about yourself. And the biggest way, or the best way you can do that, is by knocking down the damage from the Blaziken by using chilling water. So get that attack stat dropped. Really make sure that you're living through a lot of this so you can get into the second stage of this, which is prepping yourself for your parabolic charges. And in order to prepare yourself for those parabolic charges, you want to get probably 2 acid sprays. Those 2 acid sprays are going to drop the special defense of the raid boss down to a point where those parabolic charges are going to be doing a solid chunk of damage, which also is going to give you a bunch of HP recovery. One thing that I would wait on doing, and one thing that I think I did in this one, was wait to use your Tera until you are knocked out. After, if you start this raid, if you see how I went through it, basically you get your reflect up, you get out a couple of chilling waters, you get out a couple of acid sprays, and by that time you're probably going to get to the point where you're going to get knocked out. Once you return though, that is a great time to start electric tearing and dropping a bunch of parabolic charges, because you've already dropped its attack stat a little bit, you've got its special defense stat down a little bit. It's time to start getting that HP recovery going and getting some damage in, because we're right now at about half timer and we got to catch back up. But we've kind of set ourselves up to do that, and that's what the parabolic charge is going to do. It's going to start doing some pretty big damage. I mean, a -2 special defense Blaziken with an electric Tera, you know, belly bolt, and then you've also got the metronome, so every time you hit that parabolic charge, it's going to start doing more and more damage. The only thing that you want to watch out for is when it does reset its stats, you might want to do, you know, another chilling water or a couple of other acid sprays. But if you see that parabolic charge with down 2 special defense did a ton of damage, it absolutely fried like probably like a half of the actual shield. So I know now that if I do another parabolic charge, it's not going to do as much because it reset its stats. So we're going to drop another acid spray on this one and get ourselves that special defense drop, because having 1 or 2 special defense drops really makes the parabolic charges just so good. The paralysis on the Blaziken was crucial, I think, in this one, because anytime you get the raid boss to just not attack at all, huge. I mean, it's just a free turn. I mean, so paralysis, honestly, I think is one of the better, like, status effects that you could get in this raid, just because, like, a free turn is a free turn. But as you can see, once we drop another parabolic charge, because it does so much damage, we just get all of our HP back. And pretty sure there's some, yeah, just pull this rep to back up to full HP. And so, yeah, parabolic charge is definitely like the key. If you don't have parabolic charge, you're not going to get through this. It's that HP recovery is absolutely crucial. It does so much, and it just does so much damage, especially with the charge, because the Blaziken's hitting us. We're getting the charge up. Yeah, I mean, crazy. And now you see we were really far behind on the timer, and now we've actually caught it back up, and we're at the point where we're maybe 1 attack away from defeating this raid boss. And it drops earthquake, but we've got the grassy terrain, so it does like literally 0 damage. And it also charged our parabolic charge, so you see we got hit by earthquake and then it charged us, so it gave us even more power in the parabolic charge, and then we were able to absolutely annihilate the Blaziken. So yeah, just remember, reflect turn 1, get a couple chilling waters, get those acid sprays out, get yourself prepped out, because in the last part of that raid you're just going to be dropping a bunch of parabolic charges, and it is definitely super easy to actually defeat this boss solo with a belly bolt. If you like this guide video from me, make sure you check out this video here about how you can get the easiest shiny Applin ever in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Again, thank you all so much for tuning in this YouTube video. I hope you have a fantastic day out in Paldea. Peace out, trainers.